What is up, guys? Clay Enjoyer here, and it's time to enjoy. And for this video, I was feeling a little bit rushed, so I went back through my video catalog and I found this Space Marine one, which coincidentally also is kinda broken. So I thought, why not go back and fix it and make it even better. Now, even though that this is obviously a different video than normal, I will actually make this better, not just attaching the hand in the backpack. But attaching the hand is what I'm actually going to do now, which I need the help of a Ryobi drill, which is just reliable. It totally works every time and definitely doesn't make any mistakes, before then making another hole in the arm with a little hot glue and then some even more hot glue off camera to get the arm in place and looking good. Trust me, it does actually hold this time, and I'm not just lying. I can also do the same thing for the backpack by making 3 holes instead of 1 to make sure it's extra secure, and in a rare chance of brilliance, I actually put an extra piece of foam under so all the dust doesn't get trapped inside the actual base and it can actually look a bit cleaner. But I do want to say that originally I didn't know a whole lot of lore about Warhammer 40k, and I thought these backpacks were actually backpacks, but technically they're power packs, not backpacks, so just try not to get confused. Since the building process is pretty much done up to this point, I can paint the joints in black and a little bit of those white flecks in black as well to make it look like burn marks or something. Because I don't know what I'm doing, but I do know that I have to paint black in the vents and use other black bits in various places to hide other things that I made mistakes on, like this vent, but it's kind of hard to see, so just bear with me, I guess. I really need some hopes and prayers for these vents, because on camera, ooh, that was a little rough. But what isn't as rough is making some more highlighted texture and paint. Well, actually more paint, not texture, because I just want this to look like it's highlights, and to make it look like the armor is a bit shinier while still being worn, because I thought that it was a bit too flat before then attempting to do some edge highlighting before I eventually just kind of gave up on that, because I wasn't really going to do that through the entire thing, and I figured that this model isn't incredibly proportioned, so edge highlighting everything would make it look a little funky. Definitely not that this is like a dwarf-ish proportioned Space Marine, but all the gold bits need to be brighter, which is what I'm doing here, which is pretty self-explanatory. Basically, paint, brush, burr, I guess. But it is pretty simple in just doing that on every detail to make the extra golds and dark golds look very shiny, which I really think makes them pop, followed by doing another layer of lighter brown in all the creases and cracks of the belt to make it look more worn, because I wanted it to be more worn, obviously. And to continue following the theme throughout this video, I can also use some extra light tan, basically yellow, on this armor, as well as some lighter blue on this Space Commie's head to make him look extra shiny, I guess? Well, either way, the highlights just weren't bright enough originally, so just doing the same thing, as well as with this lighter gray, which right now it's kind of hard to see, but when I do it on the leg, it'll be easier to see, because the leg armor bits are looking a little bit flat, and I think it needs a tiny bit of light gray to really make it look shiny. Again, obviously, because I'm trying to cram a bunch of details into this model without building a whole lot of extra stuff. And I don't know really what I was doing here. I think it was some more gunmetal and black to touch up parts, but I don't really know, because I really can't tell what's going on. But what I do know that's going on is repainting this section in a bit of a lighter and slightly less gunmetal-y gray, because I thought that it was looking a little bit off, before then doing that same lighter but also darker. I'm not really sure what I was doing for the blades. And I can then apply a red wash, but the wash is so light, it's really just tickling the lenses with red before then moving on to doing something else. And that something else is sticking a bunch of random hot glue. And said hot glue is actually going to be some big blood splatters. So instead of looking dumb, this will look cool, I swear. Just wait, please, I promise it'll look cool. Before then using some extra light reds to make it look even cooler and to give it some highlights to hopefully finish off the rest of the flamer, the main gun he's holding. I can give my Space Marine a little flame so that the gun is not out of gas or Promethean or fuel, before then also going back in the lenses with a little lighter red to make it look a tiny bit brighter, before then going back to the blood and doing some high gloss varnish, which then that will finish it, because once the high gloss is on, that's it. Before then doing an even lighter, almost orangey red to really tie it in together and make it look extra bright, before going back to the base and dirtying up the base by using this orange glue mess and this brown as well, which will act as dirt and dusty bits, which I can sprinkle some sand and stuff in, because I want this to look a little bit less clean and a little bit more dirty, weathered, and hey, I just crushed a Tau soldier. Look at me now, bro, I guess. Maybe this entire sculpture is really just frat guy energy, but maybe not. I don't really know. This sculpture, as well as this entire channel, is a very far gone fever dream. As a last finishing touch for the shoulder plate, I can add this Salamander's logo. I was originally thinking just leaving it blank, but I figured this would be a quick, easy addition, even though I can't exactly get the angle because the giant chainsword is in the way. But what I can do is dirty it up and make it look like the paint is chipped slightly, and with that done, it's on to the reveal. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more previous sculpture restorations. I don't exactly know what I'm going to call this, but thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.